happy to be joined by Ryan Fields, who's chair of the SSO Research Committee. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you. It's exciting.
So tell us about what the priorities are for the committee this year.
Yeah, it's Christina Angeles, who's my co-chair, and I have a number of things we've been working on, some of which have come to fruition and some of which we're working hard on. In particular, the research committee always sponsors a pre-meeting course. In the past, we've done things related to grant writing workshop and navigating through the NIH system. And this year, Christina is really leading the charge for our surgical clinical trials course. So it's going to allow interested members to sign up for essentially a one-day workshop where you learn how to develop, implement, lead, troubleshoot a clinical trial that's led by a surgeon. This could be something that's an interventional trial. It could be something that's more observational or at the public health level, really across the spectrum. But the idea of the workshop is you bring a really good idea there, craft it into a clinical trial, troubleshoot a clinical trial so it's ready for submission and implementation, whether it's through a funding agency or at your own institutional's IRB. So that's one of the biggest things we're working on right now. We're also doing a series of webinars, one of which we just did recently, with the concept of how do you get a good research idea off the ground? How do you turn it from the back of a napkin into a funded project? And then one we've got set up for next month for October is how do you negotiate for a surgeon scientist position as a fellow or a young faculty member? How do you think about all the things that you're going to need to be successful and work with leadership at your institution? We're also trying to use the research committee as really a platform for research updates for the SSO. This is an idea, of course, that we've discussed of how can we, as the research committee, take all the great things that happen in the cancer research community that may come out in, say, the New England Journal or presented at other meetings, and then bring it back to our membership as a sort of a synopsis or a summary, a lay of the land, a sort of best science of the year type thing. So those are three things the research committee is actively working on right now.
Yeah, that's quite a bit, but I think you've got a lot of offerings there for a lot of different types of people, and of course, some of the junior faculty and fellows will also benefit from this.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about the SSO Research Awards. How many are there? What's the selection process?
Yeah, this is another major charge of the research committee to develop, administer, review, and score the research grants that the SSO so generously sponsors, and we sort of do this in an NIH-style format. There's really two buckets of awards. There's the CIA, or the Clinical Investigator Award, which is a patient-focused research award that can be clinical or translational, but it does have to have a patient aspect to it. These are 2-year grants at $50,000 per year, and they're for principal investigators that are within 8 years of training. The other bucket of awards are the Young Investigator Awards. These are $25,000 awards and are really seed funds for someone within their first 5 years. It's an idea of how to truly get somebody's research career a little bit of startup money, if you will. And the nice thing that we've been fortunate to have is the support of the Appendix Cancer Pseudomyxoma Peritoneal Research Foundation, the ACPMP, where they sponsor 1 year in that category in appendiceal cancer, and for both a CIA and a YIA. And then there's another category that is for any cancer type. So we're fortunate enough to be able to usually award up to 4 per year.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have that foundation support 2 grants per year now. And when is the deadline this year for these awards, and how would somebody apply?
The deadline is November 15th, and then the time frame usually works that we are notify people sometime in February with funding to start May 1st. And of course, at the annual meeting, we announce the awards. We have past awardees come and give updates and progress reports on their grant.
And they can just go to the website and find all the instructions for their application, correct?
Exactly. Right at the top, there's a banner that says research and then grants, and it'll take you right to those. And then there's the call for abstracts and some of the fine print in terms of requirements. And of course, if there's questions, there's links to contact Pam or Christina or I.
Okay, terrific. Sounds like your committee has a lot of stuff to do this year, and it's just making the SSO stronger, in my opinion. So congratulations. Thank everyone for all their hard work.